will see Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we finally made it, partner, through the winter, through the spring, now into the summer, and football finally back.
And during that time off, we all cherish our vacation time. But admit it, you're the same as me. When you were working out, when you were doing things, you thought about football, didn't you? And you couldn't wait to be back up here again.
Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The L.A. offense going to go to work for the first time, and it is the veteran Matthew Stafford at the helm in his 16th NFL season and 4th with the Rams.
Stafford is one of those quarterbacks who didn't get the credit he deserved for the majority of his career due to the fact he's playing on teams that often didn't make the playoffs. But that narrative emphatically changed when he changed his surroundings and won a Super Bowl with the Rams. He's had a few injuries in the intervening years, but now that he's fully healthy, he plans on getting his team back into the championship conversation.
Stafford going to throw from the outset. Short throw, it's Higbee. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. They'll run. Here's the rookie from Michigan. And he'll find some space up to about the 25.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Corum now on 1st and 10. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 34-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Play action. Stafford sliding out of the pocket. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and goal.
22.
Now Stafford. They'll roll him out right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
0. 20. 21. 21. 10.
Stafford going to give this one to Corum. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. He was a third-round pick, not rounds 1 or 2, but this franchise, they think he can be something with time.
There were a few teams that thought he would go in the first round, late in the first round. He ends up sliding to the third, so a lot of teams think now maybe this group got a steal.
Touchdown! Tutu Atwell from 4 yards out. And the Rams are on the board first here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
The Cowboys making their way out behind the NFL's leader in touchdown passes for 2023. In his 9th season now, Dak Prescott.
And he's coming off one of the best seasons of his career, where he finished as a runner-up in the MVP chase after throwing for over 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, and less than 10 interceptions for the first time in a few years. An integral part of the Cowboys' run to the playoffs. He's hoping to take it a step further here in 2024.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So the call there, roughing the passer.
Well, preseason's time for working out the kinks, but sometimes you've got some defenders who are too eager to impress, trying to make this team. And that time we saw one take a shot at the quarterback way too late.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 6-0 our score after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle to Davis. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And the Rams got him. They bring him down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Rush. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Garoppolo escaping the pressure right. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
And he is going to have a Rams first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. There's Garoppolo to throw. Rolling to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean. They can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
That is caught. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. To throw is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. In motion right is Robinson. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Partner's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defense has only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
And the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And his kick here is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive with a little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Rush to throw on first down. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Rush. He'll get this to his running back, Dowdle. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. $39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Able to get away. High throw, but the catch is made. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there. Boy, rough crowd. No football for 6 months already. We're skipping halftime. All right, let's get right back to the action. We're set for quarter 3. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener.
And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback.
Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter.
Now they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They run here with Rico Dowdle.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Rush to throw. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing here, Rush.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To throw is Rush.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Down the left sideline.
And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
So the call's made by Sean McVay. They're going to go for 2. Garoppolo looking to throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting 1st downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Back to throw, Rush. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He'll buy some time right. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a 1st down.
Snap comes at 1. Garoppolo.
He'll get this out wide to Scott.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Garoppolo looks to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That was pretty nice to watch as he matched the route with the receiver and stayed right there, stuck to him like glue, almost hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, helped force the incompletion.
21. Here we go.
On the carry, this is Scott. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to keep the time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those fourth down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Garoppolo.
That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Flush to his right.
And that'll be incomplete with a penalty flag here on the field. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that thing go. So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty, and that forces a 4th down situation.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back.
Rush with it on 1st down. Throw is caught by Schoonmaker.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get 1 more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
First target, first catch, and a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Now here's a throw that's complete. 20, 5, touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. 46 yards.
And the Cowboys are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Aubrey good with a PAT.
As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Now the Rams offense getting the football back. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. A leap, and he's got it. He got it.
And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
Well, he's certainly trying to earn his way into some more looks in the offense once the regular season heats up. If he continues to make plays like that, I think QB1 will look his way a little more often once the regular season begins.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. Throwing now is Garoppolo, eluding the pressure right. Man open is Robinson. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Garoppolo going to change the look here.
Now Scott. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Now they'll shift things around.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
And it'll find the open man. That's complete.
It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Cowboys are right back in this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given. And it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Back to throw. Rush.
Connecting with Johnson.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
This is 1st and 10. Now Rush. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, this game has not been short on intrigue. That's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
Garoppolo. That is intercepted.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Here's 1st and 10.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on. And that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth.
And remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off.
Back to throw, Garoppolo. He gets it left side to Johnson. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back.
I remember being taught that cliches have become so for a reason. A lot of times they're true, right? What's that they used to tell us about letting sleeping dogs lie? Well, this one wasn't sleeping. Maybe it was just slumbering a little bit. But taking that gamble there, you've got the lead. You may have ignited them now. They stopped you.
That's exactly right. If you take the points here, you don't shift momentum necessarily on that play. You probably just did. And that is incomplete. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's 3rd down.
Well, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Here's Rush.
He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up 3rd down.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
The players on your team earned XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game. This is the player card. Here are a player's motivations. How will your team...
Today, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's week 2 of the NFL preseason on EA Sports. We'll see Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers taking on Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a longtime starter in the NFL, a former #1 overall pick way back in 2009. It's Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee.
It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Stafford sliding out of the pocket.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down. Throwing again is Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Stafford going to change it up here. They'll run with a rookie drafted in the 3rd round.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Now we get a look at their most recent draft class, and you need to get real familiar with some of these names here because this front office thinks that these are going to be guys that have an impact for them on Sundays for years to come.
I think you're exactly right about that, and what I know about this group doing the drafting, it's not all about instant value when they put their class together. They wanted every pick to be somebody they see as a starter, maybe not today, but someone they can develop to make him one within the first couple of seasons. How about their strategy? All about long-term upside, and they added a ton of it this spring. Anytime they think they've got him open beyond the markers, you know they're going to throw it his way. And that's not going to change even after that incompletion was forced.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James, a sack from his safety position.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on second down.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing is Stafford. And he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Rams get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
Now the try here for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Chargers coming out to take over, and it is Justin Herbert at quarterback, CD, now in his 5th NFL campaign.
And he's looking to bounce back after an injury-riddled season a year ago. Herbert, obviously one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, but that doesn't do you any good when you're standing on the sidelines wearing a baseball cap. If this team's ever going to reach their full potential, they've got to find a way to keep him upright. And with his new head coach, Jim Harbaugh, in the fold, they'll do exactly that. They'll have a chance to win a lot of games with Justin Herbert on the field.
They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Now it's Herbert. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. 2 yards, good enough for a first. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Byron Young from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up.
Scott to return it.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford.
That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Now Stafford. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw pulled in by Atwell here.
Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. They'll roll him out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up third down.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they simply failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, and they're staring up at a 3rd and long.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 14. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And they're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
Play action. Stafford. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Out to his left. And he's going to go down again. Khalil Mack. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Off of play action. Here's Stafford. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They wanted to throw for it. A surprise does not work on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Chargers hold tight down near the goal line. The Charger drive about to get going. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Herbert going to change the play here.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Herbert, that's the rookie from Georgia, Lad McConkey.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Herbert throwing again. That is caught, and down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert.
Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 1st down, Justin Herbert.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
To the air again, Herbert.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Tre'Davious White with a pick.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Now they'll send Kupp in motion right.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Rolling to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
On first down, it's Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they'd left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter. But I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Oh, yes, that was good pressure applied that time by the defensive unit. They forced him out wide to his left, but with nobody home, he decided to tuck it and go, and he's able to turn it into a short gain.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down.
Now, how about this? They'll change it at the line.
They snap it to Stafford. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. So we've come to halftime. It's the visiting Rams taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, the defenses look to be ready for the regular season. Maybe not the offenses just yet, but still a half to go as we get you back out to Brandon Guy.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Throw over the middle into the hands of the tight end, Parham. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 2. First carry now for Isaiah Spiller.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory.
Here's 3rd and a few inches. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. Here's J.K. Scott now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Rams offense ready for their drive here against their L.A. brethren. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. On play action, now Garoppolo. He'll buy some time right.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
And they'll get to him right away at the 40. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
They'll run with Scott.
To the 43, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They go again with Scott. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo.
He'll get that complete to Parkinson. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Looking to throw. Garoppolo steps away to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Bud Dupree off the edge and getting to the quarterback. But collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Garoppolo flushed out right. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 18. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
The throw right sideline here is complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Garoppolo now. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal.
Garoppolo's going to change the play.
Back to throw again. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Colby Parkinson.
A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Rams have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, it's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
The extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. And up 2 scores late. No clue why you do this here, but they're going to go for the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, L.A.
Isaiah Spiller.
43 yards.
And the Chargers are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker.
And that one makes it 14-7. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. The football going back to the Rams now.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Garoppolo on 1st down. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Johnson with a completion over the middle.
Here's 2nd and 3.
To throw is Garoppolo. They'll roll him out right. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. Garoppolo rolling to his right. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Touchdown, Rams. Boston Scott, a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Rams go up by 2 touchdowns.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. A try here for the extra point. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Here's Stick on 1st and 10.
It's taken in by Quentin Johnston.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
Here's Stick looking to throw.
He gets this out to Spiller.
And he gets it down to the 32.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up the head of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Stick back to pass. This one caught by Davis. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Here's 1st down. Stick. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get separate plays off in quick succession if they can.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming, 4th and 3. Now Stick. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm...
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed. And in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, ruling on the field.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. And the hands team for the Rams able to secure the football. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he is going to have a Rams first down, and that should be the one that finishes this game off. And remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off. Garoppolo's throw pulled in by Robinson here. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Here's Scott. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get them home free. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Garoppolo looking to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
To throw is Garoppolo. Flush to his right. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top. That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Well, partner, you and I were excited for this one today, and certainly had its moments. Some good execution at times by both of these offenses. Defense.
Welcome to your franchise staff. Here you Staff points when you have to see what some talent trees make you select a path to follow.